Welcome back, patreon.com/the Derrick Lamon Experience, your one-stop shop for your gaming news. This is the Week in Gaming. So a small update. I know I did one. The plan was to do audio of the Week in Gaming and also have a video version. It happened for 1 week. Then what happened was, just to kind of give you guys an update, some stuff happened outside of the show in real life. As a dad, as somebody that actually holds down a 9 to 5. Um, Background, my job, and if you're a patron, you probably have heard this. I work for one of the world's largest banks, or actually, I work as liaison to one of the world's largest banks, right? We have two audits a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. We are currently in our spring audit. Um, the other person who would be helping with these responsibilities is actually in Europe right now for the next 2 weeks. So not only do I have to do all my daily tasks, I have to also do their daily tasks and take care of the audit. So the video version exclusively to Patreon will return in June. It's just a little tough to do it right now. I'm probably going to say after my birthday because this person is supposed to come back to the US the day before my birthday, which is June 10th. So, probably around Father's Day or so that weekend, the video version exclusive to Patreon will be returning. Now, the audio version will be on Patreon as well, but there will also be a video version. I know what happens is, well, I know, yeah, this is the way I do it. There's an audio version that goes out to patrons first on Saturdays, and then it becomes free to everybody on Tuesday morning, as well as YouTube and Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. The video version will be exclusive to patrons only. Just want to throw that out there for you. Okay. So I'm a little overwhelmed at the moment. My kid also has softball, so I really don't have the time to film the video version, edit it, and also get time to do things like do research for this show. 007 First Light is out, and I have it downloaded on my PlayStation 5 Pro, and I haven't touched it yet. I played some Lego Batman, which I'm absolutely enjoying, but I haven't had a chance to touch 007 First Light because I've been so busy with what's going on in the office. I plan to come home and get some more work done, and unfortunately, I cannot log into the portal. There's an issue, so I'm going to be bombed with work when I get in tomorrow morning, unfortunately. But anyway, this is the Week in Gaming. No time for all that right now. Let's get down to it. Again, this show is exclusive. This show first access is exclusive to patrons. To join the Patreon, you can sign up patreon.com/the Derrick Lamon Experience. I will go ahead and put the Patreon link in the episode details. I need to start doing that again and get into the habit of that. You can also follow me over on my personal Instagram page, and I will also put the Pause Menu Society Instagram page in there as well to keep up with what we do over there. If you guys are interested in joining our Discord server, all kinds of stuff like that, shoot us a DM on Instagram and we'll get you guys hooked up over there. So, anyway, now that all the preamble is done, let's get down to the show. So, the big news today, let's just go ahead and kick it off. This comes from Polygon.com. I saw this on Instagram because, well, I've been pretty fucking busy today via kind of funny, but Valve has raised the price of the Steam Deck. So, if you're keeping count, again, this is the first generation where instead of the consoles going down in price, they have all gone up. If you're keeping count, that is PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, and the PlayStation 5 Digital have all increased in price. The Xbox Series X and S have both increased in price. The Nintendo Switch 2 will increase in price, and Valve has also increased the price of the Steam Deck. Also, I believe the Switch 1 actually got a price increase as well. So everything is going up. All the conversations we were having about what the next gen is going to look like, how much is Xbox Project Helix is going to cost, how much is the PlayStation 6 going to cost, I think we're getting closer and closer to $1,000 in all those SKUs. They're going to need to open up pre-orders for the next generation of consoles pretty early for people to be able to pay them off in time because it's gonna. I remember because of the pandemic, I was able to get my PlayStation 5. I remember Microsoft announced that they had acquired Bethesda ZeniMax the day before the Xbox Series X and S pre-orders went live, and could not get a Series X, was able to get a Series S, and then eventually ended up getting a Series X the following summer. I think it's going to be harder this time. Like last time, the pandemic made it hard and shipping and all that stuff. We're in a position now where because of everybody using Chat GPT and Google Gemini and all this AI, obviously the price of RAM has increased and this is affecting the consoles. Also the tariff on imported goods, which affects, our partners across the world who make these consoles. These consoles and things are not made here in the US. Generally, most of them are cell phones, tablets, video game consoles. They're made by Foxconn, and Foxconn um, is, I believe, I'm pretty sure Foxconn is actually in China. So when the White House imposes tariffs, the consumer eats the cost. And everybody's like, no, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. No, it's not. And now you're seeing the fruits of the White House's labor. So, anyway, this is via Polygon. If you want a Steam Deck and don't have one already, get ready to pay top dollar for Valve's portable PC. On Wednesday, the PC platform and hardware maker revealed that the original Steam Deck has gotten a massive price hike, an increase of $240 to $300 depending on the model. I'm going to pause this really quickly. That Steam machine, we still don't have a release date on that, and we didn't have the pricing on that as is. Get ready to pay out the ass for that as well. It's coming. It is absolutely coming. On the lower end, the 512 gig OLED Steam Deck is going from $549 to $789. The Steam Deck with a terabyte of storage capacity will go from $649 to $949, Valve confirmed. The original 256 gig LED Steam Deck, which has been out of stock for months due to RAM shortages, is no longer listed as available for purchase, so that's gone. Both current Steam Deck models are currently up for sale with these new price tags and are estimated to ship within 3 to 5 business days. Valve also sells certified refurbished models of the Steam Deck with prices ranging from $279 to $759. Let's just click on that link and see what we have. Certified refurbished. So the cheapest one is the Steam Deck 256 gig LCD at $319. That's out of stock. All of them are out of stock, actually. So you have the 512 gig LCD certified refurbished, 256 gig LCD certified refurbished, 64 gig LCD certified refurbished, 1 terabyte OLED refurbished, and 512 gig OLED refurbished as well. So $319, $279, $359, $629, and $759 is what it'll cost you for a Steam Deck. Valve is the latest gaming company to announce price increases for its products. Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft have all hiked up prices for their respective consoles, in some cases more than once in recent years. Publishers have tried to offset these increased costs through new measures and initiatives. Nintendo's digital games are slightly cheaper than its physical counterparts, and that's the way it should be for all console makers. For all of them, every platform, digital should be cheaper than physical. This is not even an argument anymore. You see what's going on out there. Do something right. Do right by your consumers. If you don't actually have to go in store, pick it up, pay sales tax, and pay for the shelving fee because that's included in the price, you should not have to pay the MSRP of a physical game for a digital download. You just should. Xbox recently announced that its flagship subscription service would cost less going forward, and Sony has been testing dynamic pricing that offers games at a discount. Unlike its competitors, Valve has Steam, a platform that has amassed an incredible amount of goodwill. The new prices are a major increase, but not only do PC games tend to be cheaper, there are constant seasonal sales. Valve also does not charge for its multiplayer, nor does it offer a subscription service for games. Steam games also do well across a wide range of prices, meaning that budget conscious consumers have plenty of options on the platform. Unlike a PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch 2, a Steam Deck is also much more ancillary product for a different platform. Yet, through the success of products like the Steam controller, the company has proven that it can sell products at luxury prices, provided the quality is there. At the same time, the Steam Deck and its OLED upgrade are several years old at this point. With prices rising across the gaming world, while it's um, everywhere hurting. Valve is yet to announce the price of its upcoming Steam machine hardware, but if the price of its less powerful portable are any indication, it wouldn't be surprising if we're looking at $1,000 or more. So now Microsoft has said, hey, the Project Helix will be able to run PC games. Is Valve going to allow them to have Steam on their platform? When Valve also wants to put a Steam machine in your living room? It's a battle for the living room at this point. It's Valve. It's Microsoft, it's Sony, and it's Nintendo. They're all battling for a spot in your living room. Um, this is not that surprising. Um, it kind of hit me in the face, but it's like it's really not that surprising because everybody else do it. Everybody else did it. I'm sorry, and it's follow the leader. But now the thing is, whoever comes in at the cheapest price is going to win a lot of business. Think of it this way: what's the next big game that's coming? Well, obviously, it's Grand Theft Auto. If we find out, well, we know that it's not coming to PC for a year, at least, right? So that's you're not going to be able to buy it on Steam for a year. Is it going to run better on the play? Like it's not coming to Nintendo Switch 2 actually either. Not at launch, anyways. We don't know about the future, but right now it's not coming. They don't have Red Dead on there. They don't have GTA 5 on there. So the chances of Rockstar deciding, hey, we're gonna start fucking with Nintendo. Now, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, the GTA trilogy, like the PS3 2 games, those are on Switch. Red Dead Redemption is on Switch. Red Dead 2 is not on Switch. Grand Theft Auto 5 is not on Switch and not on Switch 2 either. So you can go ahead and move Steam, Steam Deck, Steam Machine out of the equation for Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to come down to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S consoles. If we find that it runs better on PlayStation hardware, there's going to be a run on PlayStation hardware. The problem is now the price has gone up on the Pro as well. I got my Pro at launch, so I paid $700 for it. Now you got to pay about $950, I believe, or something like that. It's a tough time to be a gamer. Gaming is not a cheap hobby. Well, no, it's not a cheap hobby. Let's be real. But generally, by this time in the generation, the price of the console should have gone down. I've said this a million times on the show. When I was a kid, a lot of my friends and I, we all got our Nintendo when it hit $100 in stores. Everybody got a Nintendo that Christmas. There was a run on them because it came with 2 controllers and it came with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and the goddamn light gun. Merry Christmas, kids. Absolute joy and elation when you open the packaging. That's not happening anymore. And I think we're a long way from that. That's never going to happen again. Number one, a console's never going to get down to $100. Even a refurbished PlayStation 4 right now, if you went to GameStop, is probably at least $250 or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just check really quickly. Let's check on the PS4 Pro at GameStop refurbished. Uh, Not exactly 200, 189 at GameStop, 189 at Best Buy, 140 on eBay. So yeah, there's still a little there with actually when you add in the tax, you're looking at 200, a little over 200. So this is where we are right now. The PlayStation 4 is 13 years old because it's the same age as my daughter. The PlayStation 4 Pro came out in 2016, so it's 10 years old. And that console is still $189. And when you add in the sales tax, we're talking $200. So here we are. So in the comments here on Polygon, someone says, yet another thing spoiled by AI, a product nobody asked for. Not wrong. Someone said this went from overpriced to you have to have more money than brains to even consider it. Someone else said, oh, wow, after weeks and weeks of not being in stock, the day of the massive price hike, they're magically back in stock. What a miracle. Rolls eyes so hard they pop out of my skull. Someone else says, I've been saying for years, people are idiots for defending Valve as if it were a saint. There you have it. It did the same or worse than any other company. In my region, game prices went up 300% in just a few years. Every company does that when customers become fans. This person's not wrong. Everybody acts like Gabe Newell and Valve are just like these gods. And it's like they're in the business to make money just like everybody else. Don't think that Gabe Newell is any better than anybody else. Someone says, don't sweat the price hike, guys. You'll be able to offset it by pivoting your AI investment earnings. Have you invested in the latest hyperscaler land developer near your residential areas? Someone says, this makes the Steam machine $1,500. I'm willing to bet it's going to come in about that price. I'm willing to. Someone said, yeah, unfortunately, that seems very likely. Look, If the PlayStation 5 Pro is at 900 right now, and we're told Microsoft will not tell us the price of Project Helix or even the final name. We're still in the code name process. Well, it's going to be a premium price point. What does that tell you? That console or hybrid PC, whatever the hell, is going to cost you at least $1,100. At least. Someone also said I can also play Steam games on other things other than the deck. I can likely play it on the laptop I currently have. Purchasing games and then later playing them on the deck is an option, unlike a Nintendo game. So that price hike doesn't actually mean I have to pay $200 more to play any of the games. Very valid point. If you have a gaming PC or a gaming laptop, this should not affect you. Like gaming PC, it's tougher. The point of the Steam Deck is to be mobile with it. With the gaming laptop, you can be mobile. You can damn near connect to Wi-Fi anywhere. So this really doesn't affect a lot of people. Someone said this industry is way unattainable. We need a reckoning with the fuck chasing tech advancement. Yeah, we've needed a reset in gaming for quite some time now. We needed a reset when everybody thought that games had to be open world, 100 plus hours for them to hold any value. There was a point when every game had an online multiplayer suite for no reason. Um, we've already reached that point. We've already reached that point. This is just another point to add on to that. Someone says I don't disagree, but at the very least, that will be the justification. The 1 terabyte version is actually $949 now. Someone says AI isn't the full story here. Components for similar video game and PC components have gone up modestly, not like this. I suspect it's more to price them in line with the other handheld gaming PCs, which are more in this new price range. This person's definitely not wrong because the ROG Ally X, those Xbox ones that everybody was so hype off the Microsoft show last summer this time, those came out at like $800 or $900. So truthfully, they really are in line with a handheld gaming PC. Someone says, glad I don't play games on the go, console and PC only. Someone says, I have bad news for you. Stationary consoles, PCs, and components for them are also getting significantly more expensive. This is also true. What a weird comment. Consoles and PC components are also rising in price. Yep. Someone just said simply rest in peace. And then the last comment, well, it was a nice thought that I could get the frame for 1,000 or under, but AI screws up again. So I was in the elevator at work last week, and one of the guys in our AI department is he gets on, and I was like, "You got your Steam Deck?" He's like, "Yeah." And then we ended up having a 30-minute conversation about video games. Shout out to Joel. Um, this is this is the new normal, which is very, very unfortunate, but this is the new normal. And it really fucking sucks, dude. It really sucks that in a household where like I've got a Series X, a Series S, um, a PS5 Pro, another PS5. My daughter I've got the Switch 2. My daughter has my Switch. She's got an Xbox Series S and a PlayStation 5. I've got a gaming PC. We are gamers. We are gamers, and it's a hard hobby to be able to afford because of where we are. And like, it'd be like, hey, I'm gonna get all of these this generation because I want to see what they can all do. That's not gonna happen for me next generation unless I get a huge raise out of nowhere, and I don't see that happening because they've been. Never mind. I just don't see that being attainable. I just don't see that happening. It really upsets me. It really frustrates me. This is unfortunately the world that we've chosen. Now, if everybody would just stop using Google Gemini and Copilot and Chat GPT and Sora and all these damn AI things, then maybe, just maybe, but it doesn't matter at this point. The bar's been set. AI did play a part in this because of the data centers being built and the fact that those run off of RAM. That played a part. The the tariffs that played a part. The overall fact that everything is going up except for our wages, that played a huge fucking part. So when all these companies start recording these billion-dollar losses and they're like, well, people aren't playing games anymore, we didn't stop playing games. We stopped buying your new products because you guys were screwing us. Gaming needs a reset. Um, this country needs a fucking reset, if nothing else. There's a lot that is going to have to change for gaming to go completely mainstream. Also, not for nothing. I know it's 6 years since we like were in the pandemic. We're still dealing with the after effects of that as well. Don't let anybody fool you like, oh, COVID's way in the rearview mirror. It's in the rearview mirror, but you can still see it back there like you see a cop in your rearview mirror. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. The pandemic has a lot to do with this. We never fully recovered financially. People being inside, and that's the crazy thing. There was a gaming boom at that time because a lot of people took it up because we were inside. But then also look at how bad that was for the industry because then everybody wanted to make a battle royale and they wanted to make an online multiplayer and we got like we the live service chase. Look at what live service has done to the PlayStation 5 generation of gaming. Sony coming off the PlayStation 4 should have been able to cruise this generation, but because Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone and all these games, everybody's like, oh, fuck, we need a bunch of live. Sony said we need 12 live service games. That doesn't make sense to anybody with a brain. 12? 12. We haven't got a brand new title from Rockstar I'm sorry, not Rockstar, from Naughty Dog this generation. We've had to rely on House Smart Games. Insomniac has done their job. Shout out to them. They got Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and we're getting Wolverine this fall. Shout out to Insomniac. Now, a couple of Miles Morales was cross-gen. It was PS4 and PS5. Wolverine will not be. Wolverine will not be coming to PC. Um, so Insomniac has done their job. The only thing we've got from Naughty Dog are remasters. Uncharted Lost Legacy Collection. The Last of Us Part 1 rebuilt for the PlayStation 5. The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. I really hope that we see Intergalactic Heretic Prophet next week. I really, really do. Because they need something. They need something. And apparently, per Jason Schreier, Sony's not exactly happy that there hasn't been a brand new Naughty Dog game this generation. But it's not all on Naughty Dog. Sony's not happy that they haven't gotten offerings from other studios as well. So I don't know, man. This is the new normal. This is the new normal. In other news, shout out to my Metal Gear Solid fans over there. First Metal Gear Solid 4 port footage confirms it's keeping the iPod and Playboy collabs in the game. The modern MSG4 port is keeping its product placement. Konami has shown the first footage of the long-awaited modern port of Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots and confirmed that some of its famous product cameos will return. MGS4 is set to feature in the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, which releases for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC on August 27th. Publisher premiered nearly an hour of MGS4 gameplay via Japanese live stream on Sunday, marking the first time the game has ever officially run on a platform other than its native PlayStation 3. Notably, the live stream showed some of the licensed products featured in the original game, such as the iPod, which players could use to play music and podcasts. Blink and You'll Miss It segment also shows Snake collecting a Playboy magazine, which was used in the original game to distract enemies by placing it on the ground. Confirmation that the iPod and Playboy are returning to the modern port suggests that MGS's 4, many other product placements could also stay in place, such as Mountain Dew, Walkman, Doritos, Uniqlo, and more. One such product placement that's likely to change is in the non-PlayStation versions, at least, is the references to the PS3 console, such as the PS3 DualShock controller Snake uses to control gadgets. The MGS Master Collection Volume 2 will include MGS4 and MGS Peace Walker. It will also include 2000 Game Boy entry, Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel. Each game will include a scenario book containing text from the respective title, plus a master book offering detailed insights into the story and characters. Porting Metal Gear Solid 4 to platforms other than the PlayStation 3 was said to be a challenge due to the system's unique architecture. In the pre-digital age, the fact that the game shipped on a large Blu-ray ROM disc that could hold up to 54 gigs. Players who have saved data for any title included in Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 will receive in-game items usable in Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Konami says. So that's awesome for me because I definitely have saved data on my hard drive. I'm excited for this. I like Metal Gear Solid games. I'm not crazy about them like a lot of people, but I do like some of them. So I was very happy with the Delta Snake Eater remake. Thought it was awesome. My backlog is pretty long, so I'm just jumping in, jumping out when I can. As of right now, I'm stopped at the very end at the fight with Boss. So I'll be finishing that up pretty soon, hopefully. But I got to jump on First Light really quickly. Where else was I? CD Projekt announces Witcher anniversary live stream amid reports that new DLC is on the way. That is coming Thursday, May 28th. So by the time you guys hear this, it will already have taken place. Live stream is planned to take place again on the 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. BST, which marks the 10th anniversary of The Witcher 3's fan favorite expansion, Blood and Wine. CD Projekt is due to publish its latest earning results 30 minutes after the stream begins. Um, we have heard that there was supposed to be some DLC, so I don't know. Oh yeah, it is. The Witcher 3 is officially getting a third expansion, Songs of the Past. It will release next year on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the company stated on Wednesday, and was developed by Fool's Theory. Songs of the Past will return players to the role of legendary monster slayer Geralt of Rivia for a brand new adventure when it launches in 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. CD Projekt Red is co-developing the expansion with Fool's Theory, a team comprising industry veterans who worked on The Witcher 3. More details on Songs of the Past will be released in late summer 2026, CD Projekt said, dispelling expectations that it will reveal the long-rumored expansion in an anniversary live stream later this week. However, in a message on social media, the studio confirmed it indeed originally planned to announce Songs of the Past in Thursday's live stream, but a launcher leak moved up its plans. We originally planned to make this big reveal during our Red streams tomorrow. Let's say we found something we didn't yet expect on Red Launcher, it said. The live stream, again, which is planned to take place on May 28th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, marks the 10th anniversary of The Witcher 3's fan favorite expansion, Blood and Wine. And again, by the time you guys hear this episode, this will have already taken place. And CD Projekt is currently working on multiple Witcher projects, including The Witcher 4, a remake of the Witcher 1, and a multiplayer game set within the Witcher universe. I'm going to stop right there. This is what I'm talking about, a multiplayer game set within the universe. This is not needed. This is a cash grab. This is a fucking cash grab. Now, last summer, the company debuted The Witcher 4 tech demo, which it said was representative of what The Witcher 4 will look like on a base PS5 console, but didn't show the game itself. They get really clever when they do those things. This is what it could look like running on this. Where I remember when they did that with Final Fantasy VII, they did a tech demo on the PlayStation 3, and we all got super hyped. And we're like, well, where is the remake? Where is the PS3 version? And then eventually later on, that E3, that magical E3 where they showed off that trailer of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, it didn't look like that in the final game. It actually looked pretty goddamn good, if not better. A lot of people were very happy that day. A lot of grown men cried. I didn't cry, but I wigged the fuck out because Final Fantasy VII is one of those games for me that will always be at the top, is the upper echelon. Super Mario Brothers 3 is up there as well, and some other games. So hopefully we will see something about Final Fantasy VII Remake's third and final part, either at the PlayStation, State of Play, Summer Game Fest, or something. I don't know if it'll show up on the Xbox stage. Don't know. We shall see. By the way, that State of Play is coming to you Tuesday, June 2nd. So if you're hearing this on the free feeds, when this episode goes live that morning, keep in mind there is a PlayStation State of Play that evening. So I just want to let you guys know that. Um, this is very interesting considering that ex Forza Horizon devs tease game reveal around PlayStation State of Play. Maverick Games looks set to show its debut project next week. Since the weekend, the UK-based studio has been teasing a reveal. Notably, it has posted a countdown on its YouTube, which is ticking down to Tuesday, June the 2nd, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. BST. The State of Play is due to take place later the same day. Maverick Games was founded in 2022 by Mike Brown, who was previously a designer and creative director on Playground's Forza Horizon games. I forgot, playing Forza Horizon 6 right now, and it is fucking fantastic. I kind of wanted to wait for the PlayStation 5 version, and I was like, nah, I got to jump on this now, and I was glad I did. I have to remember where I put my Xbox racing wheel. It's up here somewhere. I'm going to hook that back up, and I really got to get going on that motherfucker because it's great. The one thing I wish that they would do, instead of me having to launch Apple Music or Spotify on my Xbox to play the music, I wish that you could like log it in with your Forza like game, so I don't have to like, so it can natively play through there. Now, it would still be cool if I can like press the Xbox button on the controller and change the song or something like that. But let me fucking tell you, Friday night on one TV, I got the hockey game and the basketball game. I actually had the hockey game on one TV, the basketball game on another TV. and was playing the game on the third TV. Yes, I have 3 TVs in my studio where I record and create content and stuff like that. Don't ask me why. I love hockey, I love basketball, I love baseball, football, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm playing. I was still running back Iceman because the album is out. Also, I want to say to you guys, it's possible to like Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. I bought GNX, I bought The Fall Off, and I bought Iceman, just so you know. And you're probably listening like this motherfucker's lying. If you want proof, hit me up. I will show you the purchases in my iTunes account. Yes, iTunes is still a thing. I don't know if you guys, because, well, we have Apple Music. You can still buy albums, just so you guys know. So I had made a big Drake playlist. I'm driving around listening to that. Then I switched to a Cole playlist. Then I switched to a Sabrina Carpenter playlist. I'm listening to all this shit while cruising the streets of Japan. Forza Horizon 6 is fucking phenomenal. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Again, I wanted to wait for the PS5 version, but I didn't want to wait any longer. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is fucking phenomenal. I've heard great things about 007 First Night. I was just about to pre-order Star Fox for the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm very happy because it's that time of the year where we get to find out what we're going to be playing, but I'm also looking at what's going on with the pricing in the gaming world, excuse me, and like, fuck, here we are. But it's okay because we're still gamers. Anyway, um, the studio, Maverick Games, is comprised of other senior ex-Playground developers, including executive producer Tom Butcher, chief technology officer Matt Craven, content director Gareth Hardwood, and audio director Fraser Strachan. Ex-Playground studio art director Ben Penrose is Maverick's art director, while former EA Experience design director Ellie Marshall is the company's UX and UI director. The studio was initially funded by Amazon until it axed most of its games operation earlier this year, allowing Maverick to go independent. Quote, we have tremendous respect for Maverick Games team and the compelling narrative-led driving experience they're creating, Amazon said in a statement. This decision allows Maverick Games the flexibility to find a publishing partner whose strategic priorities are better aligned with bringing their game to the market. So they have something to show. Will it show up at the PlayStation State of Play? I don't know. Also, the State of Play has a lot of people hyped because they announced it 2 weeks in advance, which they haven't done that in quite a while. And they're also not Amazon, Alamo Drafthouse movie theaters. People could reserve seats in there to watch it, which kind of means that they have something big to show. We know they're going to show us more Wolverine because that's coming in the fall, but something else is going on. I anticipate a pretty dope state of play. So fingers crossed. I don't know. In other news, I brought up Final Fantasy VII Part 3. So they've been talking over there at Square Enix, and we've got some information. Naoko Hamaguchi says if he could reassess one good thing about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it would be the super tough Platinum Trophy. Says Part 3 will have more balanced trophies. Rebirth was a title where I poured all the creativity I had within me at that point, and I feel I did everything I could even today. With that said, if I were to reassess one aspect, it'd be the design of the trophies. We are prepared for an incredibly diverse range of content as an open world game for Rebirth, designing the overall game with a philosophy where the players could choose what they wanted to engage in. That said, the completion condition for trophies ultimately required finishing every element of the game perfectly, which may have been a bit excessive in hindsight. While our intention was to expand the freedom of the experience, we have inadvertently introduced a different kind of pressure. The final installment of the remake trilogy features an even more diverse world and game design that's packed with a variety of content. In line with this, we've made through thorough balancing adjustments regarding the trophies, placing greater thought on whether earning them feels enjoyable in and of itself or whether they restrict the breadth of the experience. So Genki, who posted this on Twitter, says the Platinum Trophy for Rebirth can take up to 200 plus hours to get and has a rarity of just 2.3% on the PlayStation 5. Mr. P.O., shout out to P.O. He said Rebirth Platinum broke me, almost made me hate the game, laughed my ass off. Genki says, I feel you, it's so hard. Look, dog, I didn't even attempt it. There's only so many platforms. I will look at the trophy list and be like, I love this game. I love this. This is worthy of it. I can tell you 3 games I platinum off the top of my head. Spider-Man 2018, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. I platinumed the Ready at Dawn game. What's the fucking game? Where you're the fucking what is that fucking game? Now I gotta look through my PlayStation library on my phone because this is gonna drive me fucking crazy. It's the fucking game. I got the platinum. I know I do. Um Made by Ready at Dawn, because everybody was like, PlayStation should acquire them. I spent a lot of money on video games because I'm still scrolling. But that's why I do this podcast because I love video games. Where are you? The Order 1886. I have that platinum. Let's see. How many platinums do I have? 14. And the three Spider-Mans, Order 1886. What else have I platinum? Oh, The Last of Us Part 2 I platinumed. The Last of Us Part 1. Uh, what else have I platinumed? I don't know. There's 14 of them. That tells you I'm not out there just chasing platinums. I know a lot of people are. It's just not my thing. It has to be something I'm really, really into for me to be like, this game is gonna. Oh, I platinumed Astro's Playroom, the pack-in that came with the PlayStation 5. I know that I was gonna go for the platinum on Astrobot, and I was like, all right, I'm good. This is wearing me the fuck out. Jacob Teague says, I hope they don't make it that much easier. Rebirth was the hardest platinum I've ever gotten, but I enjoyed every second of it. It was fair. It was an achievement to attain it. Someone else says, I hope they don't make it stupidly easy. Rebirth Plat has been one of the most fun I've had going for a Plat all achievements in quite some time. Going for a Plat at all achievements should not be a checklist, but be some form of a challenge like Rebirth was. Somebody else says, I got the platinum trophy. It almost made me hate Final Fantasy VII. Actually, it's simple. If you play the game normally without paying too much attention to the mini game and the side quest, it can easily earn a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. If you dwell on the excessive amount, what else are they saying? Uh, if you dwell on the excessive amount of the side content, the score drops to a 6 because the best cake can make you want to throw up if it's ridiculously large. If you try for the platinum trophy, the score can easily fall below 5 out of 10 because the game becomes unbearable with objectives of absolutely ridiculous difficulty. It's a tough game. Someone says, "Nah, man, keep it difficult. The second playthrough was so fun with hard mode," and people are showing off theirs. 7 remake wasn't bad. Rebirth was awful. Took me 159 hours to platinum, and he's still only how? Okay, so he's got the platinum on remake, but he's only at an 84% completion rate, and then Rebirth, he's got the platinum. How'd you get the platinum without getting? Wait a minute. 54 trophies earned out 63. That's interesting. Fuck that gold saucer battle, man. No more 10-round bouts of the same damn summon we've been fighting all game long, please, and no more double summon fights either. They were a fun challenge before you fought Gilgamesh the first time, but they were a nightmare in the simulator. Those simulator things fucking annoyed the shit out of me. Hated them, not gonna lie. The game should have 2 brutal challenges, Emerald and Ruby Weapon. 100%. Those are the only ones that should be tough. Those are the only ones. Preferably in the open world and not the simulator. Both should be solo fights similar to Weiss Remake, a tough challenge, but one that doesn't make you want to empty the contents of your skull on drywall. So yeah, this is how everybody feels about that. Now, in other news concerning Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the Final Fantasy VII Remake overall, there was one character who showed up and we're like, who the fuck is this guy? And if you know, you know. Yes, I'm talking about Chadley. Naoki Hamaguchi confirms Chadley will return and play an important part in Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Well, that just fucked it up for me. That said, Chadley will continue to play. I'm sorry, we understand that many fans are fond of Chadley. That's false. That is so false. However, whether he becomes a playable character is something we're unable to comment on at this time. That said, Chadley will continue to play an important role, even in the final installment of the trilogy. His strong curiosity and tendency to talk a bit too much, inherent traits that he's aware of and somewhat self-conscious about, will be further explored in the third game. I'm sorry. It'd make me happy if players could warmly follow how Chadley becomes involved in the story and what role he takes in supporting it. Uh, Chadley. Yeah, nobody's talking about this. Yo, Genki, next time change Hamaguchi photo, please. Everyone is using the same photo over and over. It doesn't matter. The fuck. We understand that many fans are fond of Chadley. No, they're not. Someone says, we understand that many fans are fond of Chadley. Gotta be rage baiting. Someone else says, I hate that little fucker. Many fans are fond of Chadley. Where, who, what the fuck? I never met a single person, seen a single stream where they didn't hate Chadley. Someone says we know Chadley is connected to Sephiroth somehow already. Well, that would actually make a lot of sense. So somehow Chadley has returned, heavy sigh. So it's Poe Dameron from the Star Wars sequels where they're like, yeah, Palpatine has returned, and Poe's like, oh fuck. Yeah, I don't want to see Chadley again. Unfortunately, he's gonna be there, but thanks for letting me know in advance so I can be like, oh fuck, I'm expecting you. Like I was waiting on your ass at the door. What the fuck? Someone said we understand that many fans are fond of Chadley and says me when I lied. Someone else says we understand that many fans are fond of Chadley, delusional as fuck with the Charlie Murphy laughing gif. And then finally, who the fuck is fond of Chadley? More proof these devs are completely out of touch. Well, accurate as a motherfucker, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I could do without Chadley, but it's their fucking game. They're gonna do what they want. We're just happy that we got a proper remake to Final Fantasy VII, even if they did break it into three parts and it took. By the time this comes out, it could be 20, if hopefully 27. First one came out Easter weekend 2020 during the pandemic. I remember they're like, "Does anybody want to go home early?" We were working from home. I'm like, "Absolutely." Closed my laptop, jumped my ass right on the couch, and turned on my PlayStation 4 and grinded more out. The second one came out February of 24, which was great because I had just left my job and had a bunch of free time before I started my new job. So I was like, "Great." Um, I don't know if the universe is going to allow me to interact with the third part in such a manner as I have the last two times, but one can only hope, right? I don't know. Lastly, I know some people are upset about this. For me, I'm like, I didn't know this was still a fucking thing. But PlayStation confirmed shutdown of early PS5 exclusive. Destruction All Stars is now only available offline, and most game modes will be gone by November. The car combat title was developed by British studio Lucid Games and released in 2021 and received mixed reviews from the media. On Tuesday, PlayStation announced that the game has been removed from sale alongside its virtual currency and multiplayer servers have been closed. Single player modes will remain accessible to existing users until November 25th. It said in a message to players after which only arcade mode single player challenges shall remain available. However, functionality and player experience may be impacted due to the server shutdown, the announcement reads. Quote, due to ongoing technical issues, multiplayer services for Destruction All Stars on PlayStation 5 consoles shall remain offline and are no longer available, said Sony. We appreciate the support and enthusiasm of the Destruction All Stars community. It was originally planned to be a $70 PS5 launch title, but its release was delayed, and Sony chose instead to make it available through PlayStation Plus at launch at no additional cost to subscribers for 2 months. Following this period, the game's price was set at $19.99. VG said in our Destruction All Stars review, while simply driving around the arena is fun, there's always satisfaction in crushing your opponent against the wall. The reasons to come back to Destruction All Stars are painfully few. The game's characters are wonderfully designed and feel trapped in a game that never comes close to utilizing their potential. So that is the swan song for Destruction All Stars. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know the game was still a thing. Did not know. And Destruction All Stars made it longer under PlayStation and the PlayStation 5 generation than Blue Point Games did. I want to point that out. Just saying. Um, oh, and then lastly, I'm sorry. June's three PlayStation Plus free essential monthly games include Xbox Studios game Grounded. No, thank you. So June selection consists of three games which will be available for players to claim from July 2nd to July 6th. First of these games is Grounded Fully Yoked Edition, developed by Obsidian and published by Xbox Game Studios. Grounded was, of course, originally released back in 2020 as an early access game on Xbox and PC before getting its full release in 2022. It then came to PS4, PS5, and Switch in 2024 as part of Xbox's move to make some of its first party games multi platform. Again, you can't put that genie back in the bottle, just saying. Going back, like, I understand why people who only play in the Xbox ecosystem want exclusivity back, but it's going to be hard to tell your board of directors and investors, like, hey, our super duper fans only want these games on Xbox, so that's what we're going to do. And they're going to laugh you out the fucking boardroom. So we'll see. Also included in June's selection is Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2, Smash Brothers style fighting game where various Nickelodeon characters fight against each other. And characters from such series as SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rocko's Modern Life, and Avatar all clash in fights for up to 4 players. Finally, the third game is Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, a 4 player co op action shooter set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe and developed by the teams from Vermintide series. All three games will be available to claim from June 2nd until June 6th, at which point they will be replaced by another selection of titles. As ever, players who claim the games will be able to continue playing them after they're no longer available to claim as long as they remain subscribed to PlayStation Plus, any PlayStation Plus tier. Players can continue to claim May PlayStation Plus essential games Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Nine Souls until the end of June 1st, and EA Sports FC 26 until June 16th. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the news for this week. I am doing a co-promotion with my good friends and my family over at Pause Menu Society. That is the podcast that I've been a part of for a couple months now. Very happy with the work we've been doing over there. Check out our weekly episodes as well as our Euphoria recaps. We have recapped every episode of Euphoria this season. We cannot wait till Sunday for the big finale, which I think should be the series finale, but it just says season finale. We will be doing a cross collaboration on the PlayStation State of Play, Summer Game Fest, Xbox Showcase, and Gears of War Direct Gears of War E-Day Direct. And whenever the Nintendo Direct is announced, we'll be covering that as well. So we're doing live watches of them, and those will be on our YouTube channel. And then we'll have a recap episode after each show to talk about what we saw and what we liked and disliked from the show. So make sure you guys go on over, subscribe to Pause Menu Society. Again, I'm going to put the link to the Instagram and the YouTube in the episode details. Make sure you follow us over there. Follow us on TikTok. We put our reels and stuff over there. We're having a really, really good time. I'm enjoying this time with these people. Anyway, that's going to do it for yours truly. I'm going to end this like I end everything else. Believe in yourself first and foremost, because if you don't believe in yourself, of course, nobody else will believe in you. As always, my name is Derrick Lamon Jackson, and that is my time. Y'all have a good one. See you around.